Okay, I've got a special guest on the program today here, folks. I've got Brad Hopp. Brad is a Samaritan Ministries member. He's also the owner of a business called Teshua Tea, and he is a defender of young women against human trafficking. I'm thrilled to get to talk to Brad here. So, folks, here at the ministry, we're all about, as you know, defunding darkness and funding the light. One of the most egregious ills that we seek to lead you in your investment dollars, keeping your money out of it, is the wretched act of human trafficking. Now, it's interesting. Sam and I were talking about this the other day. We've been focusing a lot of our efforts on fighting against the LGBTQ nonsense and on abortion as well. And that part of that is just because that's part of the cultural zeitgeist right now. But there is also modern day slavery. And it is absolutely egregious. And that's also one of the things that we screen against in our investments. Sometimes it's overlooked. I've seen some numbers between 40 to 50 million slaves in the world today. That is an astronomical number. It's estimated about 90% of labor trafficking happens in the private economy, and human trafficking generates a whopping $150 billion a year, with about 2/3 of that coming from sexual exploitation. So this is just awful what this is happening here, folks. And this is part of why this is one of the things that we screen against. So I'm thrilled to have Brad with me. Brad, again, is a member of Samaritan Ministries, and he also, again, runs this business that uses some of its proceeds to fight against the horrors of human trafficking. So Brad, welcome. Great to have you on the show, brother. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, and how you fight against human trafficking.
Hey, thanks for having me on. So,
Yes, sir.
Teshua Tea Company was started almost 7 years ago, and we started with the premise that we wanted to be able to, like you said, combat this. And over time, it's grown to the point where, with my wife and I, she runs our printing business, and I do this, and so we have gotten to a point where we want to be able to take 100% of our proceeds from Teshua after, employees, wages and all that stuff. We want to be able to take 100% of our donations, our profits, and any donations, and be able to put it into anti-trafficking, working with missionaries, working with different organizations that are fighting trafficking, and more importantly, helping the girls recover. Because you can help the girl, you can get the girls out of it, but if you don't give them a solid base from which to recover, if you don't give them the gospel, if you don't give them that knowledge base, teach them to read and write, teach them how to work, do all these different things that a parent should be doing and would be doing if they were in the picture. We do that, and we do it on a long-term basis. And so we're able to send the girls out as a fully recovered person. And I always say, there's a word in the Bible that talks about the dunamis power, the dynamite power of God. And when we send these girls out, I want them to be a stick of dynamite in the hand of God that will literally explode in the nations that they're working in, and be able to be the hands and feet of the next stage of recovery for recovering other girls, rescuing other people. I don't want them just to go back out into life and live their life and do nothing for the gospel. We want them to be fully empowered and equipped so that they can go out and multiply our efforts and help us do even more.
Brad, that is awesome, man. So cool that this is what you guys are doing. Give us a picture of how you guys specifically do this. So you said after you pay your employees, after you cover all of your business expenses, 100% of the rest of that money goes to fighting human trafficking. What are the specific things that you guys use that money for?
So we have 2 rescue houses in Asia right now, in a really large country in Asia, which I don't say on air just to protect the people there.
Yep.
But we have 2 rescue houses. We have 63 girls that we've rescued so far. We get them medical care. We get them crisis pregnancy counseling, food, shelter. It costs a lot for the rent, for all these different things. But then as we grow, we want to be able to replicate that in other countries and be able to work with other organizations and groups that are doing the same work. But because Andrew, my business partner, has had such success over in this country in Asia, he has really been able to, he and the team have been able to establish a mode of operation that really will long-term be able to help these girls recover, and so we want, like, one of our girls, for example, is a licensed insurance agent now. One is a licensed beautician, has opened their own beauty salon. And we can help them pay for those things, the education that they need. We can help them pay for opening a beauty salon. And she opened that beauty salon with the sole intent of being able to have space for the younger girls to come in and work and be able to carry on what we're doing. So I think it's a really replicatable system.
Yeah. It's awesome, man. Absolutely. So, Brad, as I mentioned earlier, we offer here at Financial Issues an investment strategy that screens out companies involved in human trafficking. Sadly, there are a lot of big companies out there that use human trafficking as part of their labor to be able to make their money. And we have said as a ministry, we want no part of that because of how wretched this is. How can average, everyday folks like us get involved? Because you're doing some amazing work there. How can the rest of us get involved as well in helping to rescue these victims, present them the gospel, and like you said, have them just be that dynamite force to be able to go out and then to replicate that? How can we do that?
So we have a website, teshuat.com or deliverance.com, and you can go on there and we have a give, under our give tab, you can have two different ways of giving. You can give directly to Teshua House, our rescue homes, or you can choose to also give into our capital campaign that we're doing right now, where we're actually trying to open a full coffee roastery where we're able to have more space for order fulfillment and stuff like that, and be able to take more products out into the marketplace. So.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Absolutely. And then last thing here, Brad, you are a member of Samaritan Ministries. We're all of us here at the ministry, full-time employees, members of Samaritan as well. How does that membership help you financially to be able to focus so much of your proceeds on helping these trafficked, these girls who have been, through this?
Well, simply from the fact that Samaritan cost-wise is drastically less than
it's such a great deal. It's so much better. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I was hearing some friends of mine were talking, and their insurance is like, I want to say it was like several thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to be able to have, health insurance. And we're on the highest tier plan with Samaritan, and I think it's like $700 a month.
Yep.
So the cost savings for us has been huge.
That's awesome, man. Brad, we appreciate you so much. Thanks for coming on our show once again, folks. Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely. Just a reminder, it's teshuat.com, Brad. Is that right? Teshuat.com?
Yep.
Awesome.
Or they can go to deliverance.com.
Okay, deliverance.com. Great.
Yep.
Man, we appreciate so much, Brad, the work that you do, and you can be sure we'll be praying for you and trying to support you guys in any way that we can. Thank you for being the hands and feet of Jesus Christ in an area of the world that is so desperately needed. So God bless you, brother. Thanks for joining me today, Brad.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
Absolutely.